Hello students. So today I am going to teach you Introduction to Electronic Systems. The first electronic device ever invented as relay, a remote switch controlled by electricity that was invented in 1835 by Joseph Henry, an American scientist. Although it is also claimed that the English inventor Edward Davy certainly invented the electrical relay in his electrical telegraph. Joseph Henry was an American scientist who served as the first secretary of the Smithsonian Institution while building electromagnets. Henry discovered the electromagnetic phenomena of self inductance. He also discovered mutual inductance independently of Michael Faraday. Though Faraday was the first to make the discovery and publish his results, Henry developed the electromagnet into a practical device. He invented a precursor to the electric doorbell, the SI unit of inductance. The Henry is named in his honor. Now we will see the introduction of an electronic system. An electronic system is the interconnection of components or parts connected for a particular objective or work to be done. We are familiar with household and domestic electronic systems like music system, CD player, CCTV surveillance, camera system, public address system, automatic washing machine, game consoles like Xbox, video game controllers, etc. Nowadays, most versatile electronic system, mobile phone, particularly smartphone, is ultimate electronic gadgets used by everyone. There are other areas of electronic systems like in medical equipment and systems, which includes ECG, pacemakers, defibrillators, prosthetics, implants, vascular grafts, X-rays, MRL, medicine delivery system, replacement valves and laparoscopic surgery. Modern automobiles have complex electronic control systems like displays of engine rotational speed, vehicle linear speed, battery voltage and current, fluid levels, fluid temperatures, distance traveled, and feedbacks of various controls like turn signals, parking brake, headlights, transmission, position, anti-skid braking system to control the brakes. While cruise control effects throttle position, etc. At industrial level, automatic computerized robotic control electronic systems are used. Now, meteorological and oceanographic applications. Automatic weather stations is contribution to of electronic system. Data logger as interconnection of hygrometer measures humidity. Drifter bio measures current, temperature and pressure levels. Electronic rain gauge, anemometer in the automatic weather station, ocean seismometer, data logger for storing the data collected from various sensors like humidity, temperature, wind speed and direction. Solar radiation, rain scale are used in agriculture field. Defense and aerospace. Defense and aeronautical applications include missile launching system, rocket launchers for space, aircraft systems, cockpit controllers, military radars, etc. So in this chapter we study building blocks of electronic systems and some examples of it. 3.2 The building blocks. Now basic building block of any electronic system is the main controlling and processing block of system and number of inputs and outputs as shown in figure. Now basic building block of electronic system. The main block of electronic system is control or process unit having different types of inputs using sensors and desired outputs as needed for various applications. As an example, the block diagram of automatic weather station is this shown below. Now this is automatic weather station. Rainfall, wind speed, wind direction, So automatic weather station consists of rainfall, wind speed, analog digital or processing unit, wind direction, temperature, humidity, light intensity, atmospheric pressure, smoke, CO2, wireless transceiver, monitor unit. Now, as shown in figure, analog and digital processing unit is main block of automatic weather station system. It receives input signals rainfall, wind speed, wind direction, temperature, humidity, light intensity, atmospheric pressure, smoke and carbon dioxide level through sensors and provide its measurements. Storage on input output device, that is display monitor. With interface of wireless transceiver, it interacts with all over the world through internet, providing the regional weather information. Thus, we can categorize building blocks of electronic system as input devices using various sensors, controls or processing unit, and desired output devices for particular aspects. Now, working principle and features of smartphone system. Nowadays, we all are using cellular phone. A cellular radio system provides standard telephone operation of two-way radio at remote locations. Each cellular radio allows the user to link up with the standard telephone system, which permits calls to any part of the world. Here we discuss the cellular phone. When technically speaking, it is the cellular radio. Also, everyone is familiar with landline phone, where the receiver is at fixed place or at most in home premises if cordless phone is used. But the cellular phone can be kept in our pocket and can be carried over with us anywhere in city, state, nation or worldwide in any country, or it works as a mobile phone. This name is popular commercially. The greatest percentage of personal business and other communication is conducted by mobile phone, especially in remote places like driving a car, accidental places, instant messaging to many persons. Mobile phones are essential. So in this section we discuss how the mobile phone system works and some technical terms related to its operation. Now, mobile telephone system is available to consumers and business since 1940. Now, what is the basic concept of cellular phone system? The basic concept behind the cellular phone system is that rather than serving a given geographical area with a single transmitter and receiver, it provides the area into many smaller areas known as cells. So, the typical cell covers only several square kilometers and contains its own receiver and low power transmitter. The cell site is designed to relatively serve only vehicles in its small area. The desired service area is divided into many multiple cells to or from telephone system. Cellular telephone network. So as shown in figure, each repeater in the cell is responsible for coverage in small cell. Although the cells are shown hexagons, in real situation the antenna patterns will not achieve this precision, hence the cells are more likely to be approximately circular with some overlap. Also, all the cells are not of the same size. It depends upon the population area, uses of telephone in that area like business area, school area, suburban places, etc. All the cell sites in a region are connected by copper cables, fiber optics, and nowadays with microwave link to a central office called mobile switching center or mobile telephone switching office. And MSCs are themselves interconnected so that the system can keep track of its mobile phone. The cellular system is connected at a point of presence to the landline telephone network. Thus, cellular phone customers can speak to landline customers and vice versa. Here we must note that there is no facility for direct mobile to mobile communication even though both mobile phones are in the same room. Every call from one to other mobile goes through a cell site and MSC only. If it is landline communication, then each cell will go through PSTN. How the call is automatically transferred from one to another cell. Now we shall see how the call is automatically transferred from one cell to another. This is the most advantageous of cellular phones since it provides mobility and still the call continues everywhere. Even a person carrying mobile is inside a car or on a vehicle. Now mobile telephone switching office MTSO controls all the cells and provides the interface between each cell and main telephone office. As the owner of mobile phone calling or receiving from the cell, it will be served by the cell transceiver. The telephone call will be routed through MTSO and through the standard telephone system. When the mobile phone owner crosses the cell with this vehicle, the system will automatically switch from one cell to the next. This transfer of a call in progress from one cell to the another is called handling. The receiver in each cell base station continuously monitors the signal strength of the mobile unit. The optimum transmission and reception through paper selection of a signal is monitored by the computer situated at MTSO. Cellular carriers and frequencies are allocated with channels. The control channels are used to allocate noise channels to mobile phones. When a user dials a phone number on a mobile, the phone scans all the control channels frequencies to find the strongest. This control channel is associated with closest cell site. The mobile phone transmits on its corresponding channel, and once the call has been set up, the cell site assigns it in a clear voice channel. The signal strength is continuously monitored to make the available strongest signal while the conversion continues. A similar procedure takes place for incoming calls. Advanced mobile phone services. The North American analog cell phone systems uses FM modulation with 30 kHz and channels in the 800 MHz region of the spectrum. The digital voice communication uses more bandwidth than analog, but because of the flexibility and immunity to the accumulation of noise, digital communication is preferred. Thus, more channels and security is provided in digital cellular communication. Now, what is analog mobile phone? Now, for the sake of understanding, we shall study the block diagram of analog mobile phone. So, it consists of modulator, class C amplifier, duplexer, frequency synthesizer, microprocessor, speaker, synthesis, modulator, mixer, receiver, and antenna. Since the mobile is full duplex transceiver, the transmitter and receiver are operated simultaneously with the single antenna. The mobile phone antenna is a quarter wave monopole antenna and half wave dipole antenna connected through a matching inductor. A duplexer is used to separate the transmitting and receiving signals. The wide 45 MHz frequency separation between transmit and receive frequencies makes this relatively simpler to design the frequency synthesizer. The switching of channels and power levels by the remote control base station are controlled through microprocessor and logic circuit. Now, mobile antenna consists of half wave dipole, matching inductor, quarter wave monopole, transceiver. Then the communication with FM signal received is de-emphasized. The compressed data is expanded to drive the speaker. On the other hand, microphone transmits our speech through compression and pre-emphasis with FM transmission. Also, due to microprocessor and digital circuits, memory, additional functions with handset are available to the user. These functions are generally timing of calls, storing messages, locking the phone, storing list of called numbers, reminders, etc. Modern cellular telephone system has grown so that in many areas of communication, use of cellular phone is preferred. The mobile handset number, SIM card number and telephone numbers are unique in mobile phone communication. So service providers maintain the updation with the subscribers as the new technologies advances in the field of mobile phones. Now these are the smartphone system. Earlier the mobile phone handsets were having bulky size and electromechanical switch operated. Now these are the old type of mobile phones. So today we will stop here. In next lecture we will see about all smartphone systems. Okay.